Last weekend, Patrior Rusalka went live on Vindicta Instagram. This Saturday, it's gonna be me. So tune in. I'll be going live 5 p.m. European time, which is 11 a.m. East Coast time, and we can chat about, well, basically what to expect from Vindicta, funny tour stories, and just any other questions you have for Lamia. Isn't that big, and just really being able to have fun with it. So it's really cool, even in yourself, to see the evolution of your playing, your own performance, and how you get comfortable with things, and being able to improve your own performance on stage, especially since, like, you rehearse but the rehearsals only get you so far. So playing show after show after show and learning how to interact with Rusalka, learning how to interact with Lilith on stage, learning how to interact with you guys, like that's something that you don't really get in rehearsals, and it only happens from all the times we play live. Okay, let me catch up with what you guys are saying. So, love the track. Throwback to my first peak. Yeah, we like that. The music was more pure. The lyrics were more brutal. Awesome. Yeah, lyrics were way better, for sure. Love the track. It's a real step forward musically. Completely agree. A lot more focused. Awesome. Please come to Guadalajara, Mexico. We've been to Guadalajara a lot, actually. Last tour there, we had like 4 days off in Guadalajara, and we did a lot of rehearsals in Guadalajara, actually. So I had never been to Mexico before we started touring. So out of all of Mexico, Guadalajara is the place I've spent the most time because of that. Couldn't go to the concert in Mexico City because it was his birthday. You should have come for your birthday. 7 strings now. No, I'm gonna keep it with 6 strings for Lamia. I have the 7 string because I like a lot of like prog and gent, so I use the 7 string for more of that stuff. It also, because the neck is thicker on the 7 string, so the 6th string is more comfortable when I'm trying to play those solos and get around to the neck. And also the scale on my 7 string is a little wider to accommodate the 7 strings, so my hands aren't that big, so 6 strings is easier for me to play those solos live. Excited to see what Vindicta rolls out for sure. Hi from Mexico. Hi from Brazil. Are you in America currently? No, I actually don't live in the States. I'm from Boston, like outside of Boston. I studied in Boston. I studied at Berklee College of Music. And then I moved to LA for a year in 2020, and I hated it. Sorry. It was also 2020, so it was the worst time to be there. But, and then after that, I moved to Spain, so I actually live in Spain. Let's see. We are hungry for a US tour. Yeah, I am too, actually, because we only did that. We did a US tour in November 2023, some time ago now. No, 2024. And we only had like 9 shows. So I want to do like a big US tour with a ton of dates, and I want to visit more cities too. Oh, as soon as their girlfriend cosplayed as Halloween, I actually did too. I like ordered a Mad Max costume because it's one of my favorite movies. I love Mad Max. We actually watched it on tour with some of the girls. We watched the 2 new ones with like Fury Road and Furiosa, and I wanted to be just like Mad Max vibes for Halloween, and it never came in on time. So then I just put on the Lamia makeup, and I was Lamia for Halloween. We will see you in Patri's stream one day. Maybe. She asked me to last time she came, but we didn't end up getting to it. You're amazing guitarist. Thank you. Any good memories from Brazilian shows? Those shows are really weird. Not for any bad reason, but just because the audience was sitting down. So it was really different for us, because usually in a metal concert, everyone's standing up. People are like trying to mosh, and so it was really different for us to go to shows where everyone's sitting down, and it really felt like, it felt less interactive a bit. I mean, you guys were great as an audience, but it's very different from when they're standing up and they're throwing things at you and stuff like that, and you throw things back at them like picks and whatever. And so I remember our first show that we played in Brazil, we tried to get the crowd standing up, and we're like, let's go, come close, stand up, like do this with us. And then the security people made everyone sit down, so we're like, but good memories there. We had some fun meet and greets, and I ate acai literally every single day. I'm obsessed. Favorite song to perform? Oh, come on, it's Carnal Liberation. What else? It's not my favorite song in general, but it's my favorite song to perform, for sure. Another one I really like to perform is Bare to the Bones, because me and Rusalka have our little bit. And I remember we were upset when I didn't continue on the European tour this past summer, and I remember she messaged me and she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do during Bare to the Bones, because I feel like if I do that with anyone else, I'm cheating on you. No. But that's a lot of fun with her. And then me and Rusalka have a lot of funny little bits. I don't know if anyone even sees all of the like stupid things we do to each other on stage. Another one we do is band. We always like, we have like a little weird skit we do, and we don't practice them or plan them. They just happen and then we keep doing it. And then she's hit me in the head a lot of times on stage. I don't know how more people haven't noticed. She's like whacked me over the head with her guitar multiple times. So there's that. Yeah, that really annoyed me. But I guess it's what I get for being short. Are you going to come to sunny Britain? Is Britain sunny? I thought it was rainy. I've never been, so I would love to. Are you still cool with the girls behind Nixon and Abrahel? Yeah, I haven't really talked to them. I absolutely want to be, and I hope that with, time, we can continue our friendship. But right now, there's been a lot of controversy, and while, we're not actively talking right now, I hope that changes, because I always have a lot of love for them. They're really great, and I wish them the best in their careers as well. Do you know when your next song will drop? I can't reveal all the secrets. Come on. Where right now we have a lot of work to do in terms of getting the band off the ground completely. Like we're designing kind of a new look, and we're keeping obviously this, but we want to make some good changes. So we're sorting out all those details as well. So just the creative aspects beyond the music, we have to sort those out as well. So we have a lot on our plate. Are you Puerto Rican? Yep, 100%. Can you tell us about how you injured yourself on stage? Yeah, actually, it's pretty good. A story. Not really fun, but so this was in Uruguay, in Montevideo, if I remember correctly. And the whole time we're doing sound check, there's like a black ramp to get up and down from stage, like to go from the backstage up and down. It's a ramp, okay? And it's black. And in front of the ramp, where you enter the stage, there's these black curtains, so you can't see back to the backstage, right? So, okay, fine. Then when it's time for the show, now the lights are out in the whole venue, so it's darker. Fine. Usually they put neon tape along the edges of things so you can see what's going on, even with the lights out. And I always exit the stage. I exit some way. It's different every venue, but during the intro of Carnal Liberation, I leave to go put on the crown, and then I come back. So that time I left, and I went to walk down the ramp. The ramp was gone, and it was now stairs, and they weren't even good stairs, because there was like a gap this big in the middle of one of the steps. So I couldn't even see that it was stairs, because one, I'm going fast, two, there's the curtain. So I was like, I stepped through the curtain and I just fell, and in the heels, my ankle twisted. And I remember I literally fell onto our costume designer, and she caught me, and I was just shocked. And so if you were at that show, or if there's any videos of my performance from Carnal Liberation, you'll see that I'm gone for the whole song, just about till my solo comes out, and I came onto stage and I finished the show. And then after that, we had another show in Buenos Aires, and that one too, you'll see I don't really move. I stay in place, because I couldn't. And then that's also why in general on stage, I won't top 3 is really cool, where she has long legs because she's so tall, and she can like, and she has flat shoes, so she really like leans out over the crowd, and I can't do that because I was so paranoid, especially after that I would like roll my ankle again and sprain it, or just fall in the heels. Yeah, that's what happened. And so I couldn't find like good medical tape to hold it in, so I had to use duct tape. All right, let's see. Bass of a Clown is a fun riff to play. Yeah, it definitely is. Who is on bass? Again, you're gonna have to wait and see. Can't wait to see you in Europe. Come back to LA. Let's see. Top 3 types of food you've tried during tours. Okay. I mean, acai is like my favorite thing to get when we're in Brazil, but I had tried that before, so I don't know if that counts. We don't get to try a ton of food because a lot of times it's whatever the venue just caters for you. So it's a lot of pizza. But in Buenos Aires, we had some good food because we were there for a little bit longer, and we went to Rapa Nui and got tons of chocolate. So that was awesome. And I love chocolate. And then when we were in Chile, I don't remember what it was called, but it was something with corn, and I love corn, and whatever it was like round and kind of squishy. I'm so sorry. I don't remember what it was called, but it was so good. And then my friend took me out to get completos, and those were really good too. ¿Hablas algo en español? My Spanish is not super great, so respectfully I'll stick in English, but I can absolutely understand and communicate in Spanish when I have to. Will lyrics be more intelligent than immature? Absolutely. What guitar will you use in Vindicta? Well, I have like 3 other Schecters, so. What kind of questions should you ask when searching for a guitarist? I would want to see how well they play and how fast they can learn the material with the accuracy, and then also just like, do you guys get along? Because when you're in a band, it's very like a lot of personal relationships, right? You all have to get along. Okay, let's see. Is Rusalka banned in the USA? No. She'll be able to come back, but she can't come back to tour without a visa, right? I hope to see you in the US. Yeah, I hope we come back to the US. Okay. How do you practice being so international? Like rehearsals as a band, we meet before the tour. We'll always meet up early before the tour, and we'll rehearse. Come to Turkey. I want to come to Turkey. I visited a couple years ago, just on vacation. Best food ever. Give us the pat to Lamia sneer. It's always like a half smile. I don't know. It's better in the moment with my guitar, but all that kind of stuff. Does Vindicta have a bass and drummer yet? You'll have to find out. Stick around. I love the chemistry you 3 have. All right. Looking forward to Vindicta's new album. Hell yeah. Can't wait to see the band in New York or New Jersey. I really want to play New York City. It's crazy that we didn't when we came to the US last time. What was the idea about your makeup? Looks great. So my makeup was kind of like... So if you go back to the makeup from my first peak and Forbidden Zone, right? I had the tears under one eye. And then Nixe, who's played by Alina, had the tears on the other side, and we were like matching. And then Abrahel, who was Elisa at the time, had the tears on both eyes. And then Lilith has always had her own Lilith makeup. But and then from there on, we wanted to make the makeup more distinct per character. So then, I liked the tears, so I just kept them. All right. Come to Brazil. We need a Lamia EMG set. I thought that would be really cool. When are we going to hear something new from Vindicta or a video? We're working on both of those things for sure. It's all in the works. Hi from Ireland. Any chances of the Ireland gig in the future? Definitely chances. I've never been to Ireland either. I would love to go. So I heard Face the Clown in the car, headed to the grocery store with my wife, and we both lost it and just laughed and replayed the song. Awesome. That's great. Pak the Ka and the Havid Yad. Yeah, that's how my dad talks. Why are you using makeup in this moment? Just for the live? No, I just wear this every day. No, yeah, it's for the live for sure. It gets on everything. Like, I have makeup on my shirt. I have it all over my guitar straps. It gets on everything. I thought you were from hell. True. All right. Okay. Other members been announced? Not yet. It's coming. So you knew Patri from your time in Spain or before band? Oh, that's a good question. I actually met Patri through the band. We don't live in the same city. So it was interesting. I always knew when I joined that there was going to be another guitarist. And it was actually interesting to have Patri join because, I had been there. I had seen the members come and go. And then Patri was hired, and I didn't get to meet her until we met at rehearsals. And so I went from, so she and I both know actually all of the solos. Like, we both know every single guitar part, every single solo, everything. And then we had to figure out, who was going to play what. And I was worried, about... is there going to be tension? Because every guitarist wants to be the lead, right? Every guitarist wants all the solos and blah, blah, blah. And I was worried going into it and meeting her, are we going to have weird competitive energy, right? Then we met, and I don't know, we got along pretty well. And then by the time the tour started, it was just full on stupidity. We had the conversation. I was I was worried it would be competitive. She's I was worried, and we were no, we're both good guitarists. I respect you, you respect me, and we get to, instead of all of the work of playing all of the parts being on one person, we get to split the load and support each other and then have fun on stage. So it ended up being great. Okay. Thank you. Okay, are you Latina? Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to come through. When does the next song come out? You gotta wait. We're working on it. Best and worst show you played with Dogma. The best one, I think my favorite was playing in Chile at the end of April last year. I just had no specific reason. I just had a lot of fun. And Grace had a lot of technical issues with her mic. She couldn't hear shit. Her mic was going in and out. And then the crowd saw her struggling, trying to keep the show going. And they jumped in there singing every single word. And it was we love performing. But when you guys join in and you're singing along, you're jamming out with us, it's that much more fun. It just adds to the energy. So I had a great time at that show. Worst show, we played a show in Mexico. I don't know. I don't specifically remember where, but for some reason the show didn't start till 1 a.m. and ended at 3 a.m. So, we played a good show. And the crowd was great and stuff, but I saw the videos played back, of my own play. I'm man, I was so tired. So that one just wasn't good just because it was so late. Nothing specific. But, yeah, Vindicta Uni Club. Yeah, that's the venue we've played a lot of times in Buenos Aires. It's really cool. Missed you at the whiskey. I know. You should have come. You should have come. I've seen you in Slovenia. It was a little stage. It was awesome. I loved playing in Slovenia. Slovenia was beautiful. So I hope we get to go back. Hi, I'm the one who gave you the crochet rose in Mexico. Yes, I love that rose. I seriously love it. And that I'm gonna learn how to crochet. I'm a dork behind the scenes. Ask Patri to invite you to croquet. Yeah, she should. No, we visited each other. We take each other out to good cafes or bars and stuff, so it's fun. Okay. Let's see. What guitar are you gonna use? For now, I think I'm gonna use my Damien Elite Solo, but we'll see. We want Vindicta in Costa Rica. I want to come back to Costa Rica. We did visit on our first tour. Why Dogma started their first shows in Mexico? That's just where the tour started. When the promoters organized the tour, that just happened to be where that tour started. Hi from Algeria. Oh, that's new. Hello. Okay. Okay, let's see. We saw you whack your head into her headstock. Oh, good. I'm so glad. It's happened so many times. And she whacked me also. I think she went like that one time and she smacked my head. She's done it. She's done a lot of things to me. Okay, you like Grace and Patri's goat noises? Yeah, they're always doing it to each other. They do it to each other during meet and greets when they think no one's looking. So you got to watch out for it. Is the band complete? We're working on it. Do you consider yourself while working? Guitar you gonna use? I'm trying to keep up with all of these. Do you miss playing with Nixie and Everell? Of course. They were our sisters. But, onward and upward. That's all you can do. Will Grace go live next week? And you have to ask her. You have to make it known that you want to see her live, and let's see if she will. Okay. It's so sweet. Super original songs. Are there plans to re-record the original songs from Vindicta? Not at the moment, although that would be cool. Where are you from hell, as someone pointed out earlier? Top 5 favorite bands. I think, okay, I totally grew up in the emo era of things. So definitely, I grew up loving Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, Avenged Sevenfold, I Set to Kill, Falling in Reverse. My favorite, I don't care what anyone says. I love Ronnie Radke's songwriting, so come at me. And then after that, I'm also super into the prog and gent stuff. I love Pliny, David Maximczyk, Tigran Hamasyan, all that kind of stuff. Really great. Who's your favorite sister? There's no favorites in family. Come on. We don't pick favorites. Okay, let me catch up. Let's see. Will Vindicta play Dogma songs live? Yeah, we're gonna do a mix. We're gonna do obviously our new music, Vindicta music, and then we'll probably do some old stuff too. We'll see. Much love from Australia. Can't wait for the Adelaide show. Yeah, I'm excited to tour in Australia. I had visited Australia a couple years back, also just on vacation, and we didn't have time to go to Adelaide, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So hopefully this time we have time to like visit it and stuff. It'd be really cool. I want to go to, what are those cocas? Those like tiny little happy animals that you have on an island somewhere in Australia. Oh, I want to see those little guys. How was the audience in Colombia? El público en Colombia? Really good. Had a lot of fun there. Actually, there's this guy who showed up with a Lamia t-shirt. And so Patria would always go to the merch table. She enjoys it. Great. I used to go, like, we used to alternate, and then I said, no, it's fine, you can just go, because management, like, wouldn't really let us be ourselves. And I'm not an actress. Like, Lamia is a part of who I am. I'm not pretending to be someone else. I'm exaggerating a certain part of my personality, right? But at the end of the day, like, when people first heard me in the interviews, everyone was shocked, and they're like, this girl has like a California Girl Valley accent. Like, it just sounds super bubbly and American. So for me to go down to the merch table and then stay in character as Lamia and have to respond as Lamia, like, I'm not an actress. And so it was kind of like that, or just don't say anything and just like smile for photos. So I was like, man, if I can't interact the way I want to interact with the fans, like, just Patri's a lot better with thinking on the spot of like how to say things in character, and her character is more goofy, so it allows for that. So I stopped going to the merch table. But in Colombia, this guy had a Lamia shirt, and I was like, no. I'm going to the merch table because I want a photo with that guy with the t-shirt of me, because that's sick. So we had a great time. And then there was this guy, and he did message me. It was so funny. But he had like a notebook, and he kept flipping new pages and writing messages to me while we were playing. And he kept, like, you know, I'm trying to stay in character on stage and do the Lamia snarl and make these faces, and he kept making me laugh. So we had a really fun time in Colombia. Okay. Will Dark Messiah sing on stage? He has in the past. What is your guitar tuning? Drop D or C? Drop D. I play in drop D, and then Rusalka plays in drop D standard. So at least for this music. Okay. Come to Las Vegas, Mad Max cosplay for Halloween. That'd be cool. All right. When the video came out of the band riding on the train, you weren't in it. Had you already left Dogma by then? No, I hadn't. I just couldn't go. So I had to work while on tour because well, we didn't get paid great, and I have rent to pay, and that was a 2-month tour, and contractually we would only get paid at the end. Okay, I can't go 2 months with no income. So I was working, and because management didn't like to share with us the schedules and the day sheets, which to anyone who doesn't know, a day sheet tells you this is your schedule for the day. Sound check is this time. Meet and greet is at this time. The show is at this time. Make sure you're on the bus by this time or you're getting left behind. It's like really important information. And he didn't want to share that with us. So when he decided we were having a photo shoot, he never told me. He told me like the day before or something. And I'm like, well, I have work. If you had told me before, if you would share the day sheets before, if you would share the schedule before, I could have been there. So I really wanted to go. And I said, hey, can we do it on this other day? Can we do it at this other time? And he said, no, because now you're inconveniencing everyone. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to make it work. But so that's why I wasn't in that video on the metro. So, okay. Come to Miami. It's hard to go down into the peninsula of Florida because it takes like 3 hours to go down and then you have to drive 3 hours back out. We did go to Orlando though, but it's harder to go in general when you're touring the US, it's hard to go down the peninsula of Florida. Early on, only Lilith had the crown, but later shows Lamia got one too for the next song. Was this part of the story, or did you just want a crown too because it looked so badass? That's cool. So what happened was, so Lilith had a crown, right, in the first music video, Father, I Have Sinned. And then the music videos for Forbidden Zone and My First Peak come out. Cool. Then when we go back down to film, we filmed Made Her Mine and Carnal Liberation in the same week. We go down on the first day of shooting. I'm there, and they're like, oh, okay, like, we need Lamia on set first. She needs to be there early because we're doing her solo. I'm like, all right, sure. I show up. I'm dressed, ready to go. They said, okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna put you on a pedestal, and there's gonna be a whole naked orgy happening at your feet, and you're gonna play the solo with this crown on your head. And I said, okay. And filming it was actually really fun. So first of all, the people filming were actually like naked. Like, not like fully, but very, very close to it, okay? I have never met these people, but there's like 12 people like groping at my legs who I've never met, and they're doing it naked. So that was funny. Second, it felt like a zombie apocalypse for me because they're not like miming going like this, like they're like pushing me. So while we're filming that, like I am fighting for my life to not fall over. And I did fall over a couple of times, but I'm like bracing my legs, like tensing. Like it was the most intense like squat workout session ever. And then like they would sometimes like push me over and I would fall back, and then the other side of the orgy would like catch me and push me back up onto the pedestal. I'm trying to play the solo while we're doing all of that. So that was like that was a really fun day to shoot. So that was that day. I didn't plan the crown. We did it for the Carnal Liberation video because that solo was just really cool. And then after that, when we started touring, we're like, let's keep it going. It's awesome. Let's, whatever like cool things we were able to do in the music videos, let's try to do that live. So it wasn't necessarily part of the story. Okay, let me see. Let me catch up. Let's see. Okay. How are Vindicta's writing sessions going? Any new completed by now? We're working on a couple songs. So the writing sessions so far have just been really collaborative, which is awesome. And such a different way of going about things than they were before. Do you still have your Schecter from Dogma? So the guitar I played, like that was my guitar since I was 18. And then after my last show in Mexico, like I was fully, it broke my heart to walk away, but I felt I had to because the environment was just becoming so draining on me, and I felt like I kept sacrificing to just the project and giving of myself, and feeling like I wasn't getting that back in some sort of way, right? And so I was like, okay, I gotta walk away from this because it's running me down. And I thought, like, man, I have so many keepsakes that fans have given. Like, someone said they crocheted a rose for me, which is awesome. Each of us got one. A crocheted nun, Dr. Simi, a little ducky from Guadalajara, and like all of these cool keepsakes. over time that fans had given that for me were like, oh my gosh, this is a memory from this show. This is a memory from this tour. And I felt like I could just sell my guitar and give that memory to someone else. Like, for me, Dogma wasn't attached to the guitar, or Lamia wasn't. Like, those memories for me, like, me keeping those things the fans had given me, like, meant a lot to me. And I was like, I could sell the guitar, and then that could mean a lot to a fan, and that person could have that. So that's why I ended up selling it. But so I don't have it with me. It's actually in Australia. So it has a new home. It's very happy. So the owner has sent me photos of the guitar doing well. So yeah. Okay. My favorite song is Made Her Mine. That's how I met them, through my girlfriend. Oh, cool. Please come to Wisconsin. That would be interesting. We need a good US tour with a lot of dates to do that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, catching up with comments. Where would you be without Dogma? Ah, here. I'd be still making content and growing followers. I had an organic following before Dogma ever contacted me. And I had music out, and I probably, honestly, like, committing so much to the project meant I couldn't do stuff for myself. So I probably have a lot more music written and out, and I'd probably still have just as big a following. And it would have been different because it would have been more like composed proggy stuff. But man, we're musicians, we never stop creating, right? We need a London show ASAP. I know, I've never been to London. I'd love that. We don't have official release dates for the album, not yet. You'll have to stick around. Okay, trying to catch up. There's a lot of stuff going on in these comments. Okay. How do you feel since leaving Dogma? That's interesting. So, like I said, I was sad to walk away because more than anything, I loved working with the girls. Like, I loved it. I loved rooming with Battery. I loved, like, Grace is probably the funniest person. I loved cracking up with her and you know, just all these memories and so, like, leaving that hurt more than anything, plus performing. But I knew, like, I'm a musician, I'm always gonna find other, like, outlets of creativity and performance. That's never gonna go away. But the people you work with, that's really special when you find good people to work with. And I would always end every tour and I'd cry and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss you guys so much. I'd cry. But so when I left for that last tour, the only person who knew was Grace. She was the only one who knew that it was gonna be my last show, because she was really feeling the way I had been feeling. Like, man, I'm getting sick of being treated this way. I'm getting sick of putting so much of myself into this and feeling like I don't get treated right. And it's weighing on me. And she was feeling the same way too, and we had talked about it. So she was the only one who knew, like, yeah, like, I think this is it for me. And so, so then since leaving that, I didn't want to say anything about the situation or why I left or anything, because I respected, like, Patri's and Grace's decision for continuing on. Sure, everyone has their life, their reasons, right? But so I felt like I really, really missed them. I was sad to see someone else play a character that I felt I created, like someone else. Watching someone else be Lamia wasn't fun for me. Of course, she did a great job. She's a great guitarist. I've never met her. I've never spoken with her, but, you know, nothing personal to her. But I was just like, man, I wanted to keep being Lamia, but, you know, just not in that environment. So that happened. And then this whole Vindicta thing, waiting. I knew that eventually something was gonna happen, because there's no way you can keep treating people like that and you get away with it, right? Karma, everything comes around. So when it was time, when Grace and Papi were like, we're ready, go. I didn't necessarily expect Vindicta to come out of it, but I'm so happy that we get to come together again and continue working together and keep making music together, because that's what it's all about. So that's kind of been what happened for me, what was going on in my head since June. Okay. Come to Utah in the state with the most religious people. That'd be interesting. All right. Awesome response from Lamia. Thank you. Where are you from? From hell, man. In the video of Carnal Liberation, who is the singer? It's not Grace for sure. No, it's not Grace. She hadn't joined at that point. It was actually just an actress. We didn't have, we were between singers at that point. Okay. Trying to catch up with all of these. Don't forget the rest of UK. Yorkshire loves you. I don't know anything about the UK, honestly. So I would be happy to see all of it. Okay. All right. You guys have a lot of chaos going on here, but I'm trying to sort through it. Do you have a specific routine before going on stage? Yeah, I do. One, I always stretch. Always stretch. Like, not my fingers, like my whole body. So I try to, I've always had back issues, since I was like 16. So, I work out regularly, not even because I'm like, I love working out or the gains or anything. Like, if I don't work out regularly, my back hurts. So I work out regularly. Now that's hard to keep up with on tour. So I hate running, but I started running on tours to be able to keep up the physical activities. So that way when I came back from tour, I could just like keep going with my normal workouts without feeling like I had to restart. And also for my back. And then I stretch. And so even if I don't work out, I do stretch pretty much every day. And it just loosens up my back, so I don't have any back issues while I'm on tour, especially when you're sleeping in like shitty beds. Because, come on, you think the tour buses have good mattresses? They're very thin. And same, sometimes you go to a hotel and the bed's great, and sometimes you go to a hotel and you don't like the bed, you don't like the mattress. And sometimes you're sleeping not even on a tour bus, but just like on a bus. Like in Brazil, that was a really hard tour because we had hotels every night, but we would have lobby call at 2 a.m. So we would play the show, we'd get back to the hotel at like 10 p.m. And then, you know, you need time to like shower, pack up your stuff and leave it ready. So you'd go to bed at like 11 or midnight, and then you'd get like a 2-hour nap. And at 2 a.m. you have to be down on the lobby for lobby call, for bus call, because we had to pack up and then start driving to the next destination, especially since Brazil is a huge country. And while we were driving, we were just on a normal bus because we had the orchestra touring with us as well, so we couldn't get a nightliner. So we're just kind of reclined, sleeping like all night. So that was like hard on the back. So always stretch, and I have like a foldable yoga mat I bring everywhere for that. And then I have like specific warm-ups for my fingers, hands, and then I work with the metronome, and I do 16th note triplets, and I start at like 140 BPM, and I work my way up to like, I don't know, 210 or something, and then I'll warm up specific solos. I always warm up My First Peak, Carnal Liberation solo, Dark Messiah solo, and Feel the Zeal solo, actually. That one randomly, like I just always need to go through it. And then that'll be it. And then sometimes Abraham would join me during the metronome, and she would warm up her double pedal stuff. So we would usually warm up together. Okay, do the comparisons with Ghost bother you? Not really, I think it's cool. I'll take it as a compliment. Why not? Will you be wearing your makeup on your new tour? Yeah, we're still gonna do the corpse paint for sure. Okay. Okay, let's see. Who is your favorite guitar player? I would say Pliny. I just love how expressive his playing is. And I like how a lot of his stuff is based in pentatonic scales, but I like how it never just sounds like I'm listening to a solo on pentatonics. Like when you learn how to improvise on guitar, for anyone who's a guitarist out there, you kind of have to learn to make your solos not sound like they're straight out of the scale. And so I think he just does such a good job at like being expressive and putting some twists on things where I never hear any of that stuff. It just sounds really good melodically. So love his stuff. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Tons of stuff coming in. Trying to catch up. Where would you love to tour that you haven't been before? That's a good question. Or I haven't been before. I mean, I guess that just does leave Australia and Asia, because I have never toured there. And we toured pretty extensively in Latin America. So I feel like satisfied with that. Plus, touring in Latin America is really hard because you're on a flight every morning before the show, so you don't really sleep. So touring Latin America is hard. So they have the best crowds, I think. I've just had a ton of fun there at the shows, but the actual touring, like the logistics, are not super fun. So those tours they're like the highest and the lows, right? I would like to try touring the US again too, because again, the tour we did was really small venues, only 9 shows. So I'd like to go back there and do like a chunky tour, more cities, more dates. I'd also like to hit the US again. But yeah, I mean, Asia and Australia, we're looking forward to Australia in June. Better see you there. If you're an Aussie, you better see you there. Okay. Please come to Costa Rica again. I would love to. Can't wait to see you in Brisbane. I can't wait. Do you like active or passive pickups more? I think it depends on what kind of sound I'm going for. I use active pickups for this music because I think it's just works well. But when I play more of the prog and gent stuff, then I'll do the passive. So it just depends what music style. Okay. Let me catch up with the comments. What does the name Vindicta represent to you? That's a good one. I think it means just like coming back with a vengeance, right? That's kind of what it says to me, that like we're coming back and we're taking what's ours. That's what I think. Are looking forward to playing Face of the Clown in Australia? Absolutely. Do you think your future Vindicta will play in the US? I really don't know. It depends on so many things because there's just so much that goes into planning a tour. I would like to, but we'll see what happens. All right. Oh, okay. Let's see. Love the onstage interactions between Lamia, Rusalka, and Lilith. Seems like you're all having fun. Yeah, we definitely are. And it's all really natural. Like, everything we do on stage is us just being us and interact. That's how we interact with each other. So it's a great time. Okay. What band would you like to tour with? I don't know if I have I've never thought about that because you don't really get to pick who you tour with because like tour packages and promoters and stuff, like it's not like you just DM a band and you're like, hey, you want to tour together? It's not really how like tours come to be. There's a lot of business that happens as well to make it happen. It's a necessary part of making tours happen. But you know, I guess it's like a silly thing, but when I was young, my first concert was Avenged Sevenfold, and I always thought I'd love to get to the point where I could like open / meet as an artist and be in the same sphere as them. And now they're kind of like dad metal, which is funny, but they were cool when I was in high school. No, we still like them, but it's something I have like, man, I'd love to get to that point. So I still keep that in the back of my head. But you know, we're excited to see Vindicta grow. Will you still play the Schecter custom? It's not a custom. It was a Schecter Demon 6. I got it for like $300 on a Guitar Center daily deal. Like, I loved that guitar, but it wasn't a custom. I would love to have a Lamia custom guitar though. That would be sick. So, Schecter, if you're listening. Okay. Please come to Guadalajara. I'm sure we'll be back. We've been there so much. What made you decide to move to Spain? Actually, living in LA during COVID. Not like living in LA itself, but being there during COVID. Just because LA had some of the strictest COVID regulations. And one of the things that killed me, because I love hiking, I love being outdoors, I love being out in nature. So one thing that killed me was that I couldn't, you weren't allowed to go out and hike. They like shut down all the trails. And I was just stuck in my apartment. And I felt so like cabin fever, like I need to get out of here. And I just thought I want to be like far away. So when the opportunity, I wanted to be so far away. I was like, get me out of the country. Like, I'm so sick of being stuck inside. I need to not only just be outside or be in a different state, I need to be in a different country. So I left and I loved it here, and here I am. If you had to cover a song outside of your genre, what would it be? I'm going to drop a couple soon. So you'll actually see them. And you'll have to let me know if it surprises you. Okay, what did you think seeing your finger suck between Patri and Grace? I posted that. Oh, man. My reaction was like the meme frog that goes like that was my reaction live on stage. Because I'm just playing there. And I feel like I'm minding my business, you know. And then I look up. And then I just see that. And I'm like, what did I just see? Like, I didn't even see the lead up to it. I just saw that one isolated event. I'm like, man, what are they up to? So that was funny. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry I can't get to all your questions. There's so many. Okay. We have 2 minutes left, so let's make it good. Okay. Will Grace go live next? You gotta ask her. Okay, let's see. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions, so let's just wrap it up here then. It's been great going live with you guys. We have a lot more coming soon. Your support until this point has been phenomenal. So keep supporting, keep showing up. We see it. We see all the messages. We see all the comments of support, everything. And it goes a long way in making things like this Australia tour possible. And it will go a long way in making more tours possible and keeping the music coming. So keep supporting, keep sharing the music, keep commenting, liking, all that good stuff. We love the support. It goes a long way. And yeah, exactly what Astro Zombie says, long live Vindicta. So don't forget, keep listening to the face of the clown. And as Lamia always says, you deserve it. The support, it goes a long way. And yeah, exactly what Astro Zombie says, long live Vindicta.